evening, everyone. There is the Aston Tavern, and that's Jimmy screaming. He's now Anthony Elanga's #1 fan. Hey! There they are. There's the lads. What a win. Justice in the end. Justice, because I have to say, before I even get onto the goals and who played well, that was one of the worst officiating performances I've ever seen. Chris Kavanagh and his linesman who was in front of us in the lower tier, Doug Ellis. Honestly, that was shocking. Shocking. Like, firstly, like those who had signal in the ground, I did when I connected to the Wi-Fi at half time, but honestly, they showed us their goal. 3 players at least, maybe 4, offside. And then the handball, when Trippier was putting it in, he was clearly in the box, right in front of us. Nothing given. Absolutely shocking. But luckily, just after that handball wasn't given, we got the equaliser. And I don't care if it's fortuitous, it was justice. Because honestly, and then I've got to get to Digne's tackle. Seen it at half time on the TVs. Murphy's leg was bleeding. Shocking. We were getting nothing all night. It felt like one of those games we were saying where nothing was falling for, we weren't getting the decisions. In the end, justice prevailed. I mean, the only thing they did get right in the first half was when Bezo had a Russian bullet to the head. He come out, and who did he wipe out? Was it Murphy? Yeah, it was Murphy. Yeah, I'm trying to remember. It was so much chaos, but yeah. Cheerio! 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 Cheerio, 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 cheerio. Well, before that, before the red card, we were the better team, yes. I think we didn't really have the cutting edge at times in the final third, but we look so good. And I've got to get on to who played well. I'll say first, the players who didn't play too well, even though I don't want to criticise them too much because of 1-3-1. That's 2 excellent wins in a week. I don't care how terrible Spurs are. And Villa have been up there all season challenging for the league, so that's a fantastic win. But yeah, Murphy didn't have a good game, let's be honest. He wasn't making the runs. He's constantly offside. There was one point in front of us in the second half where he was clearly offside. Trippier told him, then he had a go at Trippier, and then he was losing the ball. His passing was off. Barnes was pretty quiet first half. You know, like people go on like Barnes is like an impact player. Well, Barnes, when he starts, it's like when he hasn't got that competition. Craig said that, he's right. He's not being pushed so much. It looked like that he wasn't putting in his usual performances, but look at and forgive him because he did step up second half and we did boss that game. But you know what? Trippier was excellent again tonight. He was brilliant on that right-hand side before Hall moved to right back at the end and Alex Murphy come on. Anthony Elanga away end was serenading him. He was excellent again. You can see he's full of confidence, full of running. Yeah, he came on the left back. There was Hall moved right back. You were too in love with Elanga. But Jimmy loves Elanga. He's been giving him a bit criticism early in the season, but he's seen the light. But Woltemade was excellent tonight, and I don't care if it took a deflection for the third goal. He deserved it because tonight he wasn't really in a fixed position. He was more floating roll and in that 10, but tonight he had hold of play, won a couple of headers, and he was flown between the lines. I think we've found Woltemade's best position, especially when we're missing Bruno as well. Oh, actually, I will come on to one thing. I don't want to be too negative, but Ramsdale sometimes seems like he's glued to his line. I mean, I know it was offside, but you should know as a team when there's no VAR, you should be a bit more switched on. The fact with that goal, I know it was offside. The fact that one ball from that free kick managed to go through the heart of the defence, and then he was able to, Abraham was able to chest it, turn, and then put it over Ramsdale. Ramsdale should be a bit more alert at times. He seems like he's stuck on his line a bit, and he has to be cajoled to come off it. But I don't want to be too critical, because that's an excellent win. But yeah, team played really well tonight. Tonali, got to get on to Tonali. We've asked him to step up because obviously he's been massively out of form. Excellent from Tonali. Just cut through the crowd. Thank you, lads. But yeah, Tonali really did step up tonight. He was excellent. He was everywhere. He's running his energy, breaking up play, and yeah, he was rewarded with his 2 goals. The first one, yes, it took the deflection over there. Right, took the deflection. And yes, a bit fortuitous, but the way the game was going, we deserved the goal the way we were playing, so that was just reward. Sometimes you do need it to deflect off someone's backside or off a player's foot, but Tonali got that, and then his second goal, wow, yeah, that like brought the away end down. It was just excellent, just edge of the box, drilled into the bottom corner. So yeah, it's fantastic. And Sandro, I think I'd probably say man of the match. Normally I'd give it to Woltemade, but obviously, you know, man of the match is go to players who score goals. But yeah, absolutely brilliant. I think Sandro deserved it because we have been wondering where his form's been. I know he's a dad, it's a big responsibility now. And yeah, we sometimes forget the human. But yeah, he stepped up tonight. He was excellent. Dan Burn, absolute colossus in defence. He just won everything, he blocked everything. I just love Dan Burn, everything about him. We're just crossing through this traffic. We're parked about half an hour away from the ground. As anyone who's been here, you'll know it's one of the worst grounds to get away from, even though I think it's a lovely ground. It's in a shocking location. We end the night as well, 6,515 away. It was weird where we were. When they took Ellis Lower here, where we were. And then to the right-hand side, the rest of our fans were in the north stand, in the upper tier. But you know what? The atmosphere wasn't lost between the 2 stands. It was excellent. But I'm just so buzzing because I know how poor Spurs have been this season, and after our game they sacked Thomas Frank. I mean, it's a season of sackings. Obviously Sean Dyche has gone after their draw with Wolves of Forest, and one of their fans who we spoke to this afternoon in the pub, we went to Ashby de la Zouk. It is a bit harsh that I think he's went. So yeah, but people are saying like Eddie Howe's been under pressure, but look, he's answered it. I know like one win after the other night at Spurs doesn't suddenly change it around, but the fact today we've lost Bruno for around 8 to 10 weeks, and that's possibly 11 games. Well, it's at least 9 now because we're in the FACup 5th round, but if we get past Karabag, I believe before the next international break it'll be Barcelona or Chelsea, so that would be first leg and second leg, so that's 11 games. So losing Bruno is a big blow, but the only win before tonight without Bruno was the Carabao Cup semi-final first leg down at the Emirates, but we've got another win tonight. Yes, I know we still haven't won in the league, but to come to a ground like Villa Park, the way they've been playing, and we were the better team. Like I said, we didn't deserve to be behind, and it did feel at times there was a massive injustice. Chris Kavanagh had an absolute shocker, honestly. Like, you might think it looks bad on TV, but seeing it live, but yeah, crazy. But we're gonna head home in a moment when we get in the car. We might get back till 1 or 2 a.m, but I don't care. It's that much easier, that much better driving home when you've won. There he is.
Good night, everyone.
There's Sigger.
Unbeaten at Villa Park. First time was 97.
3 trips, yeah, 2 wins, 1 defeat. But when the game I lost, was when I came on the away coach, but both times I've drove here we've won, so I'm driving here in future for every away game here. Well, yeah, we're gonna head back on the road soon, but the time flies over when you've won. This was a big week because we've obviously 4 away games in a row. Got Karabag midweek, and then they're no mugs. Like, we know we should expect to beat them over the 2 legs, but they have beat Chelsea this season, so it's not going to be a rollover in my opinion. And then we've got City for the second leg, and then we'll finish the month off with Everton. But you know what, to go to 2 grounds in Spurs and Villa Park and come away with 2 wins is excellent. Honestly, it is, and it just shows if you have patience and you stick with your manager, it can be rewarding. Like I said, I know one victory the other day at Spurs doesn't make a season. 2 victories doesn't transform the season, but it just puts such a better complexion on things. the feel-good factor. And we've shown we can win. Eddie Howe is told a lot of the time that he can only play one way. Well, he's just proven in the last 2 games and at PSG when he made those changes that he can make tactical tweaks and he can get the best out of Nick Woltemade. Yes, it's 1 game, but that shows you that it can work. And look, Wirtz was criticised at Liverpool earlier this season because he was anonymous in our game at St James's, but he was class against us at Anfield, and I'm just using him as the example that if you give a player time, they can get better. Woltemade was class tonight. He was everywhere, and if it wasn't for Tonali's goals, I would have given man of the match. You see Anthony Elanga, his confidence now is soaring. Just on that right-hand side, his pace terrifies teams. Yes, it's still a long way to go, but he's shown why we paid that money. He's paying a little bit back of it at a time. He was unfortunate. It was kind of a mirror image of the opening day when we drew 0-0 here. We should have won, but we didn't have a striker. But Elanga obviously went through that day, that miss. We felt it knocked his confidence, but he went through the day and he slipped. A few players slipped. I don't know if it was the pitch, because they wear blades, so it's not about changing your studs, but yeah, honestly, what a win. Honestly, I'm buzzing. I know we're not going to get home till probably 1, 2 a.m, but I don't care. I love driving and I love away days, and that is just such a big win. That'll just do the world of confidence. Well, not the world of confidence, the world of good for confidence for every player. Yeah, I'm just buzzing, honestly. Just great, and it was just great seeing that he had there every effing way empty seats to the Villa fans, because we had that not that long ago when they won at St James's Park, which they deserve to win, but we deserve to win tonight. To come to a ground like this against a manager like Unai Emery and Eddie Howe tonight, you normally hear Unai Emery's schooled manager as well. Today, Eddie Howe schooled Unai Emery, and it wasn't even to do with the red card. I know we scored with goals after Bezo's red card, but still got to go out and beat that team, and we've had trouble all season, and we can't break down low blocks, but we've done it tonight. We're proving we can, because they could have sat in, we could have struggled, but we've got the goals. The team kept at it, kept pressing. Lewis Hall I've got to give credit to as well. Malik Chow, I know he got booked, but defence were excellent, dealt with everything. Just, yeah, and Jacob Ramsey, yeah, he wasn't as good as the other night, but he was still effective. He drops between those pockets, drops in those pockets of spaces, drops between the lines. He's so comfortable receiving the ball under pressure, and he did get an ovation from our right, the lower tier, when he came off. So yeah, I'm just buzzing. What a win. It went to the 5th round. Let's just hope we get a favourable draw. Will it be at home? We don't know. If it's away, we'll hope to go to it, but absolutely fantastic. Your week's just made so much better, or your weekend in this case, but we'll now bounce through to Karabag away on Wednesday. And yeah, nothing feels as good as when Newcastle United win. But that's it from me for now. I'm going to have this uploaded in the morning. Like I said, getting in the car, I've got to drive her back. So by the time I'm home, I'll be going straight to bed. So this will be uploaded sometime in the morning. I'm not going to promise a time because I am doing a bit of overtime as well. So thank you so much for watching. What a win. Please let me know what you thought of that performance. Who was your best players? Who you think man of the match was? Who stood out? And yeah, please like, please comment, please subscribe, and also to help the channel, please hype this video, and I will see you on the next one. So from me, Jimmy, Mac and Singer from Birmingham, good night. Hey! I just want to make a quick correction. Like I said earlier in the video, I've watched back Nick Woltemade's goal, and I do apologise. From where we were in the stadium, it looked like it took a deflection off Pau Torres, but it didn't. It was just a wonderful finish. And I've noticed this after the game. It was touched on by Eddie Howe and Unai Emery, but referees without VAR on that safety net are too scared to make decisions. They haven't got the courage of their convictions to make a decision and just stand by it. They're too frightened in case they're wrong. It shouldn't be the case. We can accept if you make mistakes.